Now in Austin, it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has cold temperatures, with a high of 35 degrees and a low of 31 degrees.
Troutfest 2025.
We hit it broadside. That first third is where they're going to hit, and that's why we talk about the second round. Fit, and why we need to be ready to run. All right, number 4. Adjust from here to the water side. Boys talked about the longer
about
rod,
an hour and a half, hour drive.
12 foot, 13
Braunfels.
foot rod, standard. It allows basically.
He hands me his rod with that same fly, and I caught a 22-inch cut ball out of the same hole, again, on that same mod fly, which was a pretty cool experience. Well, later on in that trip, we were at a fly shop, I think, and we were telling somebody about, yeah, we caught a couple of nice fish.
Alright, everybody ready to get rigged up?
So we got Sal, Austin Fly Fishers, and we got Thomas.
Oh, I didn't realize you was going.
Diablo Paddlesports that make sups for stand-up paddling. And we're going fly fishing on the Guadelupe River for trout. It's Troutfest. So for trout, you pull up to set, right? Or just like a slow lift? Yeah. Yeah, when I'm fishing bass, I strip set. I don't.
Do one more cast straight out in front of you. Kind of left. Perfect. There we go, Dave. Let it run, Dave. All right. Mike, pull yours to the... Hold on, don't pull it, Mike.
So, how'd you end up getting into Diablo? Like, were you an engineer or anything like that, or?
Close. So, I was actually in the mortgage business. I've been fishing out of kayak since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of moved up to a kayak from a canoe, and had always loved it. And blah blah blah. Fast forward, was bored in the mortgage business and started. I got a job as a sales rep for a up and coming kayak company. Trying to get into the outdoor industry and picked up some other lines. And was going to the shows, ran into Larry Hamilton, was launching the stand-up paddleboard in the U.S. year. And there was a line around the whole deal. It opened a demo to try them out. So when it died down at lunch, I went over there and tried them out. I was like, oh, this is what we're trying to do with kayaks. You know, why can't we incorporate this stand-up ability? And so went home and was actually asleep on the floor. Came up with the idea of, she's my wife now, but she was my girlfriend at the time, and woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, said I've got the design, wrote it out from like 3 to 5 in the morning, And then it made sense. I met Tim Niemier that invented the sit-on-top kayak, and he had a prototype shop, concept shop, that said he could take it from concept to prototype in 60 days. And my best friend was looking for something to do, and we took a chance, made some prototypes, started taking them to shows, and 15 years later, we're still slinging plastic.
Cool. I bought a Perception Outlaw. I freaking love it, except it's not very fast. But I'd rather be able to stand up than have something fast when I'm fishing.
Absolutely. You know, it's all about function. And speed versus stability is the age-old trade-off.
I want to get a little trolling motor for it eventually. There's like, they're coming out with all kinds of little jet ones, but man, it's like, I'm looking at those rigs and I'm like, man, that's like as much as I paid for my kayak.
That's the drawback.
Yeah. Oh, there's a monster down there.
Okay.
Come on, baby. I just saw him. He looked like a beast. Maybe not even a, maybe he's not even a trout. I don't know. There's other fish in here, right? Although wintertime probably could have been. Yeah. I was stationed in New York, and we went muskie fishing with a guide. Took us up on the St. Lawrence River, and you know, being from Florida, we catch a lot of bass, you know. So it's like pretty much you go out fishing, you're going to catch something.
Yep.
And so we're out there fishing. About halfway through the day, we hadn't caught anything, and we're like, man, this guy, what's going on here? And then my brother-in-law asked him, he's like, so, you know, do you catch a lot of muskie, or do we just suck? He's like, oh, some people go for their whole life without catching one. And we're like, what?
Y'all smacking them?
Yeah, they're in here for sure.
They look like Oh, we got them like hooked on the tail?
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell nobody about that.
How did that happen?
That's a good question.
That's where I'm staying, in this bunk room. Here's another room. You can see the river out there. That's the Guadalupe River where they have trout here in Texas. It's a big old house. Another room.
You know, a normal bass at that length should be X.
Yeah.
Here's the view from the back porch. It's the Guadalupe River. GRTU, it's a Guadalupe River Trout Unlimited. They stock this during the winter with trout, and they have holdovers too, because this is the tailwaters of Canyon Lake, and so the water comes out really cold and it's able to hold trout. It's the southernmost trout fishery in the United States, and you can get some pretty good fish in here. Troutfest 2025. Got it going on. Here we got the food section, drinks, food. They got fish baskets, they got gumbo, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. Even though it's cold, they got some heaters set up here. We got the outdoor setups, different stations here, all kinds of different companies that are making new products, like this Caddis Raft company. I talked to this guy, and this is a really cool product that he's come out with. Get a little video of that. This is a 2-man raft. It's like a guide raft, but smaller. And you get onto smaller water. It has about a 3-inch draft on it. You can get into 3-inch really skinny water. And he's going to be coming out with some, this is a prototype right here that they've been testing for quite a while now. But they got more product coming in that they're building, and they should be stocked up later on this year. So look for Caddis Raft Company coming up in 2025. You got cool things like these cool trailers, like ruggedized off-road trailers for towing behind your truck, selling fly rods and stuff. This Brazos River Fish Camp, I've talked to these people. They've come out to our fly fishing club, Austin Fly Fishers, and give briefings. They run this airboat up and down the Brazos River, and they have a small campsite where they can take small groups, like groups of 6 and less. And they can run them up and down the Brazos River, get into really skinny water that you wouldn't be able to get to even in a kayak, because they can go right over the top of the limestone areas that are, you know, basically have no water over them. And they catch huge fish up there. And here's Freedom on the Fly. These are the guys that I'm down here with this weekend. Awesome group of people. So if you know any veterans, or know anybody that knows any veterans in the Central Texas area, this is a great group of people to get with. Everything is free for veterans through them. 100% of all donations and all money donated to Freedom on the Fly goes straight to the veterans. These guys do all of this voluntarily. Nobody collects a paycheck. So they're in San Marcos area. They're on the San Marcos River. They operate, their main site is at Tips Turf, which is near Martindale. And so this is a really good group of guys. This is Sam and Mike and some of the other guys from Freedom on the Fly that were out here with us. So if you never checked out their website, check it out, donate. You know, these guys are really helping out veterans. Got a lot of rod builders out here, fly tires, really cool stuff going on. This is a outreach program called Mayfly Project, and they help group home kids get out and do fly fishing. This is a really great organization. They've come and done a presentation at Austin Fly Fishers as well. So I know these guys. It's a great project for helping out kids that are, you know, troubled teens that are in group homes. So this is a great group of people here as well. I'm here, San Gabriel Fly Fishers. That's another local Central Texas fly fishing club. You'd really be surprised at how huge the fly fishing community is. And right down here, this is another company that helps out wounded warrior type folks, you know, veterans, post 9/11 veterans, called Warriors and Quiet Waters, and they do this in, I believe it's Montana. But They're another great group, outreach veterans. Super cool. But let's go inside to the inside vendors and check that out. Inside setups. It's a little louder in here. Got a ton of people in here. Got a lot of rod companies. Native Rod Company from Melrose, Montana. This is a new local startup called Chief, and they have a website. I talked to these folks. They got some really cool products they're coming out with, which is super lightweight, like wet weighting pants. And for people that like to carry a pocket knife, they have a built-in everyday carry pocket. For folks that like to carry a knife, they got it on both sides. They got a really cool product. They got shorts. And yeah, this is a brand new startup. They've been refining their product for about 3 years now. And they can be found online. Temple Fork Outfitters, that's a Texas company. They make fly rods. Most people know what that is. Here's one of our local fly shops, and basically just outdoor gear shops called Sportsman's Finest. Know some of the folks from there. They have fly tie-in nights every Tuesday, which is pretty cool. And it's free of charge. Just show up at 6 p.m. So that's Sportsman's Finest. Great people, great folks up there. Fishing places. And this is Chris Johnson's store, Living Waters in Round Rock. Great little store. All kinds of fly fishing gear. They do fly tying nights as well. So that's pretty cool. And that's Living Waters. I don't see Chris right now. He's probably walking around. Casting for Recovery. This is another nonprofit that we work with through Austin Fly Fishers. This is Rio Anglers. That's a new fly shop. They've only been open for a little while. I think this is their first trout season they've been open. These guys are in Montana. They're really awesome. Those are some great dudes. This is the ATA Lodge in Alaska. This is Sam on the Fly. Check out his YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. Check out Sam on the Fly. I've got a bunch of fly fishing content and nature content out there. There's a video of a bear killing a moose. Check it out. I'll love it.
Thanks, Sam.
See ya.
But there's a lot of stuff to see. A lot of things to see. We're gonna go check out the kids' little fish pond event they got out there. A little mermaid thing for the kids. And then we got a little tank out here. This is the flies donated by Living Waters. That's Chris Johnson's place over in Round Rock, like I said. And we got the kids' fishing pond. And it looks like they got some little bow and arrow stuff out here for kids to get on. It's kind of cool. Here's the Scientific Angler tent. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that fly line. But what they might not know is that Chris Johnson from Living Waters Fly Shop worked with Scientific Anglers to come up with a brand new type of line. Let me see if they got one here. I bet you they do. There it is. The Texas Taper. A brand new product just launched from Scientific Anglers based on input from Living Waters Fly Fishing in Round Rock. So I'm gonna go in here and see if I can get Chris Johnson to talk about his Texas taper from Scientific Anglers. That he designed the taper for it, so it's his baby. I'm gonna go see if he can describe it for us. Yeah, let's go. All right. So I just talked to Chris. We're gonna go out and he's gonna let me cast his newly designed
Texas taper
fly line from Scientific Anglers. This was a joint project.
Yes,
We just talked to the Scientific Angler guy outside. I didn't get that on video, but I figured I'd come in and talk to Chris.
Let's make it happen.
I know he's awesome. So we're gonna go out and cast this fly line and
He's being generous.
and see what this is like. I can't say enough about Chris's shop, Living Waters, and just Chris himself. Awesome. He's pretty much an icon around the Central Texas fly fishing arena. You've probably seen his YouTube videos.
There's a couple.
All right, so Chris, what is it about the Texas taper that people need to know that makes this fly line special?
So the line, I designed it with Scientific Anglers. So basically I came up with the full taper and all the head lengths and grain weights and everything like that, including the coating. Basically, Scientific Angler had some old tapers that they discontinued that I was really big fans of. We sold a lot of them through the store. They never re-released a line that really, in my mind, took the place of those. And so this line is literally a mashup of a couple of their older tapers with a couple modifications on some presentation style tapers on the tip section of the line. But it's the first line in history that they've done that blends a freshwater and saltwater outer coating. So it actually can be fished in a wide range of temperature ranges. It's, 30 and change out here, something like this, 40 degrees, I don't remember what it is. But the line's gonna have very minimal memory, even in the cold. But, for our Texas summers of 100-degree heat, it's still gonna be stiff enough on an outer coating to hold up to that heat, and it performs flawlessly. It's made as well to where you can take this thing to the mountains and go fish it up at high elevation for cutthroat, brook trout, anything like that. But it's like you have 2 or 3 different fly lines all in one. Number one, at distances like this where it's really close, it's just insanely delicate. I mean, if you watch that little yarn layout, it's just so delicate when it hits, and the loop is tight. Everything just turns over beautifully, lands real gracefully. But as soon as you start adding line length to this, it becomes a different animal entirely. You'll watch, it still lays down extremely soft. But if you start putting a little bit of love in your cast, it will punch, and you can send line just effortlessly at distances 50, 60, 70 feet. And the head, since it's shorter and more compact, is really punchy and carries through the wind, all with presentation being paramount throughout the entire thing.
All right, that's awesome. So you got me sold. I'm gonna try to cast this line and see how I do.
Awesome, let's go.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to cast this fly. And I'm cold and I've been outside all day. So we'll see how I do.
I need honest opinions.
Well,
that was effortless.
wow. I can't believe how well this shoots out of here. It's cold out too.
Let it eat. Gone.
Wow, look at that layout. I'm kind of getting a bad cast now out here at distance. Woo.
It took everything you gave it.
Yeah, it did. That was awesome, Chris. Thank you so much.
You bet.